Here we have the Alif, and as I had said before, the Alif has two forms of the 4 positions, and the first one is going to look like this. And if we number the positions 1, 2, 3, and 4, because there are 4 positions, this form is position 1 and position 2. And this again will become clearer as we move on. So the Alif looks like a straight line, and we draw it from top to bottom. The second form connects to a letter and comes straight up. So this will be 3 and 4. Positions 3 and 4. So the Alif has 2 forms which represent the 4 positions. Now let's look at the Ba, and I think this will become a little bit clearer when we see how the Ba has all 4. It has 4 forms for the 4 positions. So, for example, we'll show you the independent position of the Ba. Looks like this. In other words, this position is when the Ba is not connecting to letters before it or after it. And we call this position 1, or form 1. The second is the initial position, and this is when the Ba comes first in a word, or when the letter before it doesn't connect. And this is the second position of the 4 positions. We have the medial position, which is the Ba when it looks like this, in the middle of a word when it connects to a letter before it and a letter after it. And we call this the third position. And we have the Ba when it's in the final position, when it connects to a letter but then doesn't connect to a letter after it, and it looks like this. And this is number 4. So you can see that the Ba has 4 forms for 4 positions. Okay, let's write these different forms for both the Alif and the Ba. I'm going to change my color here to yellow to make it clearer. Let's begin with the Alif. Okay, now the Alif, remember, this is when it's in position 1 and position 2. So the Alif goes from the top to the bottom, just like that. From the top to the bottom. Again, from top to bottom. One last time, from top to bottom. Good, that's not too difficult. Now let's look at the Alif when it comes in positions, 3. This is a 3 here, excuse me, and 4. Okay, now the Alif in positions 3 and 4 connects and comes up. In other words, it connects to a letter here. It connects, goes up, it connects, it goes up. There we go. Okay, and if we look at the Alif in positions 1 and 2, the important thing to realize is that the Alif, again, is not going to connect to what comes after it, but because it's initial and it comes at the beginning of the word, it's not connecting to what comes before it. So that's why there's no line here. Whereas in this one, in positions 3 and 4, the Alif does not connect to what comes before it, but does connect to what comes after it. Now let's look at the Ba. Now the Ba here, we're looking now at position 1, the ba sits on the line and goes like that with a dot underneath. Again, ba sits on the line with a dot underneath, sits on the line with a dot underneath. There we go. So let's move to the next page. Okay, here we have the ba continued. And this is position 2. In other words, the initial position. So here we have the ba with a dot underneath, and as you can see here, it will connect to a letter that comes after it. Again, let's do this, the ba. And one more time, the ba, like this. Now, in the third position, which is the medial position, let me write this medial here, and over here I can write this initial. Okay, in the medial position, the ba will connect to a letter before it, then come up and connect to a letter after it, and then we put our dot beneath. Let's do it again. Connect, come up, and connect again with a dot. One more time, connect, come up, and connect again with a dot. In our last form, which is form 4, and again, this is the final position, the ba, it connects, comes up, and it looks just like the ba in the independent position. So again, we connect to a word, come up, and scoop around. There, one more time, connect, come up, and connect. There we go. Okay, let's look at these 2 letters and how they come together to make a word. Just going to change my color here one more time to red. Okay, so the ba in the initial position with the alif. So the ba here in the initial position, the ba in the initial position looks like this. Again, remember, this is number 2. The ba in the medial position, again, will look like this. This is number 3. And the ba in the final position will look like this. That's number 4. And we didn't do number 1, which is the ba in the independent position. Now, let's look at the word bab. So the ba here, notice that it connects to a letter before, a letter after it. And so this would be which ba here? This would be number 2. So that looks like this. Now the alif here, notice that the alif, talking about this alif here, it connects to what comes before it, but of course, as the alif never connects to what comes after it. So, but this is the medial position. And we have the ba in the final position, or actually in this instance it's going to be the independent position because it's not connecting to anything before it. However, it's still in the word, in the same word. So we're going to put this like this because it can't connect to the alif because the alif doesn't connect to what comes after it. So if we add these letters together, we get the word bab. And if we write this in transliteration, it looks like this. Remember to elongate that alif, bab. And there you have your first word. Let's write it a few times together so we get some practice. Again, I'm going to change my color to yellow. Let's write bab. So we have bab here. Okay. Right. There we have initial position, alif in the medial position, and the ba by itself, independent position. Again, we have ba, alif, ba, bab, and one more time, the ba, alif, bab. There we go. Okay. Now let's summarize what we have covered so far. Again, I'm going to switch back to my red. So the letter ba in Arabic is like the letter B in English. That's not too difficult to remember. The long vowel alif, and remember it's a long vowel. The long vowel alif is like the vowel A in English, and we're going to write a little line on top of it to indicate the long vowel nature of the A. And remember it is twice as long as the vowel A in English. The letter ba connects to letters that come before it and after it. That's very important. So for example, in the third position, you said the medial position, the ba looks like this. So the ba can connect to what comes before it, and it can connect to what comes after it. However, with the long vowel, alif, it connects to letters that come before it, but not letters that come after it. So in the third position, again, the alif looks like this. It connects, does not connect there, but it does connect here. So here we have our homework, and I'd like you to download the writing worksheet and practice writing these letters on your worksheet, and you can upload your answers to the course web page. And however, if you do not have these worksheets, then please, if you would like to get the entire set of our writing worksheets that go along with these video tutorials, please see the instructions at the end of this video or in the text blurb below. And also don't forget to download, if you are taking this as a course, to download your reading and pronunciation worksheets and record yourself pronouncing the Alif and Ba and upload your audio file to the course website. Well, it's been great having you, and hope to see you back here again with the ta and the long vowel wow. Ma'as salama.